Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I'm Taylor Gonzalez, and today I have a very, very special guest. I am
Mhm.
so excited. The Terrifier franchise is one of my favorite horror franchises, and there are some iconic costumes and set pieces, none of which would be possible without my guest today. Olga, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you, Taylor?
Oh, good, thank you. I am so excited to talk with you and just pick your brain a little bit about some of the set pieces and costumes that you've worked on for this franchise because I love it and cannot get enough of it and cannot wait for Terrifier 3. We're so close.
Yes, yes. I'm so excited for everyone to see it too. It's even more fun than the last one. So,
Oh, I can't wait. The trailer just dropped and tickets are on sale now, by the way. I got my tickets the second they went on
yeah.
sale. I cannot wait. And the trailer looks so good. How did you get involved with the Terrifier franchise?
Okay, so it's kind of a weird long story, but the gist of it is a dear friend of mine and colleague, Anthony, who does special effects makeup, recommended me to Damien. And I always tell the truth about this part because it's hilarious, but so Damien and I started talking and he gave me the script and I read it and my jaw dropped because I was like, you want to do what with what budget? Like, this is insane. And honestly, I declined the job like twice because, it's just such an ambitious project for the money and everything. And I'm glad he called the third time and we worked something out. But yeah, it was the wildest thing ever. So I first signed on as a costume designer and then took the helm as production designer as well, which I really, really have to thank Damien for trusting me that much, because it's like the entire aesthetics of the film. And
Mm.
he is so collaborative, and it's such an honor to put his vision to life because this is his baby. So,
Oh, that is so cool. I'm glad you said yes the third time. Third time's
yes,
the
me
charm.
too. And we're like, besides being creative colleagues, we are like best friends. So
Oh,
it's um, such a serendipitous thing in my life. And I am so, so grateful.
oh, that's very sweet. Yeah, I love your work and I love, like you said, the whole aesthetic of just Art the Clown and the whole world you guys have created. How are you around blood and gore and all these practical effects you guys use? Because I interview a lot of horror people on my channel, and I would say honestly, it's about 50-50. Some people are totally fine with it and it doesn't bother them. And then some people, even though, they're the ones on set and they know it's fake, they still, when they see it on the big screen, have to cover their eyes or look away.
So this is the even funnier part. Like growing up, one of my biggest fears was horror movies. I'm like a super sensitive, empathetic person. So just seeing others in pain really bothered.
Hmm.
So, but I was always into like Tim Burton, Macabre, and all this stuff. So like, I slowly did like music videos that were like horror leaning and things like that. Like I tiptoed my way in, and then like Terrifier is like a super crash course, like train like runaway train kind of thing. Um, it is just like seeing FX work at this level and just seeing that much blood and seeing like just all the work involved is like such an honor, such the coolest thing. Like I don't think everyone knows how much time and dedication goes into all these things. Like an entire like one small sequence could take an entire day, so it's just been so fascinating. And honestly, has made me a better designer because I have to think of so many other things now, like
Hmm.
when I work with blood and guts and things, because um, as a costume designer, I have to be prepared when I read a script to know like how many of these looks I need head to toe, because we
Hmm.
very rarely film in sequence. So we might like go like balls to the wall and then have to like retreat back, like like a week later we have to start from the beginning. So how do you do that? You have to take a lot of photos, you have to know the sequence of what the costume looks like.
Oh my
So
gosh.
and then for the sets, we have to protect, especially if we're like in a home or something, from blood sprays and pools and things like that. So it's just like it's just such a fascinating thing, and there's so many variables, but it is such a beautiful artistry, and like kudos to all the FX people. Like it's so rad.
Yeah,
What an
that's
honor
something
to see in person.
I never even thought of that about how you guys have to protect like the furniture and the walls from getting the blood spatter on it. That's crazy.
Yes, we do our best because there's things that you just can't foresee sometimes. But
Yeah,
exactly, like the furniture, like maybe our budget only allows for one couch, but if we're going backwards, we have to make sure that the couch is pristine or something,
yeah.
so it's a lot of thinking ahead, a lot of anticipation of what could go wrong. Like, I don't even blink anymore.
Mhm.
So it's just like you just anticipate things going wrong, but it's just like a fun equation to figure out, and part of the joy of making horror.
Oh my gosh. Well, one of the things that has become like synonymous with Art the Clown are the sunflower sunglasses that he
Yes.
wears in Terrifier 2. Where did those come from? And did you have any idea how popular those would become when you guys picked those out?
Like I said, everything, even anything with Art the Clown is Damien's baby, and including the glasses. So that day when we were filming at Abracadabra, um, he brought in a huge box of things that he had picked out, and we were like trying them all. And one of the fun parts of that scene is he's trying them on in the scene, like you see him going through it. And it like I don't think any of us expected that to become so amazing, but David is so awesome. It's like almost like this insane comedy routine, and it just makes him so much more like lovable yet maniacal. Like it's like he's insane. I just love the glasses idea, and it's everything is so collaborative with Damien, but he did bring those in. Damien did.
Oh my gosh, yeah, those glasses, it's like all the like fan art that I see and even like tattoos and people cosplaying, those sunglasses are
So
everywhere. And it's
cool.
it's so cool because who knew? You know what I mean? Like who knew that that's
No,
what would click?
and I don't think people realize, like, when we were making that film, it was like 9 of us in the core crew. Like, all of us were wearing multiple hats. It was insanely grueling and insanely, like, creatively fulfilling at the
Hmm.
same time. Like, none of us in the trenches of it ever thought that, like, people overseas would be seeing the film, or people would be tattooing this
Yeah.
scene on themselves. Like, it's just such an so we're so grateful. Like it just and it makes no sense. It really doesn't, because we were just like really in the thick of it for 2 years. We did it during the pandemic. Like it's just been that.
Crazy, crazy. Well,
Yeah.
David Howard Thornton has quickly become one of my all-time favorite actors. I love his performance as Art the Clown. I just recently saw Stream, and he was so good in that. He adds such a physicality to his roles that just gives it so much personality. And honestly, I can't imagine anyone else playing Art the Clown because of the way, he moves and his mannerisms. Like, who else would pull that off? I was wondering what it's like working with him and what the collaboration process is like when you're designing, new costumes and trying new things out.
Um, First of all, David is like the most amazing, most talented, kindest human being. Like he is so sweet, and working with him every day was such a joy. Like we're such family now, but like I'm just in awe of him and his brilliant talents. Like to do so much without speaking a word and
Yeah.
convey so much is a gift. And I'm glad that we get to see it like the way he does it. He like it's so funny because like something could be just like on the hanger, and we'll go
Mm.
even the Santa costume, we went through like so many iterations of it, but if he is trying something on, like he brings a whole new life to it. Yeah, it's
Oh.
just yeah, whatever it is, like he just is so talented. It's great to watch him work.
Mm.
And he just like improvs the most brilliant things, like the most brilliant mannerisms, and like the way he just moves about. And, out of the costume, he's like singing show tunes. He's just, he's just so much fun. I adore
Oh,
David.
oh, that's really good to hear. So out of all of the set pieces in Terrifier 2, which one was your favorite?
Okay, I have two.
Mhm.
Sienna's room by far. And that was insane because it was me doing both costumes and sets, but I had, thank God, the help of Jackie Hughes, who did the HMU, but she helped me a lot too. And both of us, we had no money like to buy stuff. So I was bringing in stuff from my house. She's borrowing stuff from her friends. Like a lot of that stuff is stuff from our own houses. And also like making the collage wall, which has a lot of Easter eggs on it. Just and then the colors, Damien really like preferred those colors to represent Sienna, and we just like married it all together to make it. And that room is like built in a barn upstate New York, so which was actually connected to Allie's room, and there was like a sliding door to allow for camera angles and things like that.
Oh.
So yeah, that was just a lot of fun. Clown Cafe was an amazing one. And both
Oh,
were ones that like I was just like really shocked we were able to pull off, given that like we you have 24 hours to make this happen. It's like,
yeah.
oh my God, how do we do this? But you know, it just really, really says something about how amazing this team is and how we like no matter the obstacle, we kind of figure it out. And it might not be this 100% perfect version, but you know, it's still like I'm really, really proud of what we were able to do.
Oh. So as you mentioned earlier, Terrifier 3 is a Christmas movie. Was this your first time working on a Christmas project? And also, what about mashing up horror with Christmas are you most excited about?
Okay, so this is not my first Christmas movie. I've done one before called Hereafter, which hasn't come out, but it was Danny Aiello's last film. And there was a bit of Christmas in there, and it was about loss and the afterlife and during Christmas time. So it's complete opposite of this. Like it was almost like it's more musical, dramatic, and this is insane horror. And what I love of mishmashing like horror and Christmas is like what a canvas, first of all, as a creative, because here I am juxtaposing two opposite kind of things. Like one thing is usually related to joy and colorful and bright lights and like you beautiful, and then you have to juxtapose it against this like insanity. So I just love that constantly, you know,
Mm,
just going back and forth between the two, and it just makes it even more creepy that you're
mm.
doing it during that time, you know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't wait to see the mashup. If Terrifier 4 were to be another holiday themed film, what holiday would you like to see Art the Clown terrorize next?
You know what? I would love to do Valentine's Day
Oh, that's what I
something
was thinking too.
because he would just be, you know, I was just thinking about in Terrifier 1 in the pizza shop with the ring and everything. Like, it
Oh.
just like, you know, any like super like greeting card holiday like would be super fun. It's either that or like Easter or something.
Yeah, Easter would be a good one too, because there's so many things you could do with like the iconography of the rabbit and a hunt. There's like, yeah, there's so many things that lend itself to horror.
Yeah, yeah. But we always like tend to film in like cold weather. I would love if Art the Clown went to Hawaii or something.
That would be crazy. I
Just
would love to see
once.
that.
Just once can we film in warm weather?
Yeah. Without giving too much away, can you talk about some of your favorite set pieces from Terrifier 3? Maybe something we've seen in the trailer?
Mm, all I'll say is that, you know, I on Terrifier 3, I was blessed to have the most amazing teams for costumes and for the sets. And um I don't think people will ever realize how insanely tight our schedule was and our budget was. So, like, you know, having to tear down and build sets in a day is grueling. And then, even as much help as you have, you need like triple.
Mm.
So, just seeing that trailer, like, I texted the team and I was like, I know this was traumatic for all of us, but I hope you're really, really proud of yourselves because this looks amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, and Damien's really happy, and that makes me thrilled too. So
Oh,
I
that's
just
good.
like it really I would love to talk more in depth about it when it comes out,
Yeah.
maybe we'll do that. But
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that'd be fun.
and then you could ask me anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I will just say that, I just see the blood, sweat, and tears of this crew, and it just made me such a happy design mama. So,
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you guys should be very proud because that trailer is incredible. I've watched it so many times and I'm just like, oh, I
me
can't
too.
believe like
My
how
jaw dropped. I'm like, we did that. That's
oh,
so cool.
it looks
Like,
so
and
so good.
I'm not even joking. You have not seen anything yet.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I love when trailers hold back and don't, spoil the whole movie or show everything. So I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, really think they did it well because I personally don't watch trailers if I'm going into a film. I love to go in
Yeah.
blind. Like I just saw Long Legs and I didn't even know what it was about.
Mhm.
And I think that made it 100 times creepier.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great one. That one and Strange Darling. If you haven't seen that one yet, you should watch that without watching any
Ooh.
trailers. That one's so good. It's playing right now.
Okay, thank you. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
check it out. We'll talk about it on the next time too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you'll love that one. I was also wondering, who are some people in fashion who inspire you?
Oh, number one would be Alexander McQueen.
Oh,
Um, I just love, he was such a brilliant, brilliant artist, and he aligns a lot with like the mentality of Banksy. There's this quote by Banksy that I actually have up here in the studio that says, "Art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable." So I also feel like it's a double entendre with Art the Clown. I just think he just had a brilliant way of conveying things that are really hard to, convey or talk about, like really brutal things. But his shows, like if you could Google and watch Alexander McQueen shows, they were like theatrical performances. But also he used like brilliant, brilliant materials like mussel shells and all these like interesting things. Yeah, he's like a god to me.
no, yeah, I love his work. Very
Mhm.
cool. Well, Olga, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to speak with me and giving a little glimpse into the world of Terrifier 3. In the meantime, while people are waiting for this movie to come out, where is a good place for people to follow you and keep up with all your other upcoming projects and your work?
Okay, so definitely follow me on Instagram. It's OlgaTurka. I really have to catch up a lot on there, but I do post stories daily about like goings on, and there's links there also to all the Terrifier trailers, interviews. I'll probably post this interview there as
Oh,
well.
fun.
And magazine articles I've done about Terrifier and beyond also. So yeah, Olga Turka on Instagram would be the best place to
Perfect.
find me.
And I'll put a link to your Instagram in the description of this video so everyone can go and check out your work and get behind the scene peeks. But thank you again so much for taking the time to speak with me. I really appreciate it. And I will be messaging you as soon as I see the movie and cannot
Yeah.
wait.
Yes, cannot wait. And I look forward to being very openly talking about everything. But I'm telling you, if you thought Terrifier 2 was insane, this is even more so. And we are so proud and we cannot wait for everyone to see all the hard work.
Oh, yay. That's music to my ears. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.